From a player's perspective, just how much are you guys relishing these big games and the challenges they bring?
Yeah, we're loving it. We look forward to these games, but we look forward to every game as a group and a collective unit. So for us, we want to be playing your Rangers, your Glasgow City and your Celtic. So yeah, we relished the game and looked forward to the game last week, and we're doing so the same again this week. So yeah, as players, you want to challenge yourself against the best players and the best teams, and there's no better team to do that than Glasgow City.
Thank you. And a final question for Joelle. See, with these games being shown live on TV, does that add extra pressure as a player, or does it sort of inspire you to do better?
For me, not so much. I think I've been about for a while now that type of exposure and that type of kind of media exposure doesn't have an effect on my game personally, but certainly we've got a squad filled with experienced players and young players, so I can imagine that kind of exposure and it being shown on Alba, it being shown on BBC Sport, can potentially have kind of change the way players approach these games. But for me personally, it certainly doesn't change my approach or how I play or anything like that on a match day.
Yeah, this is obviously a historic fixture between two of the biggest clubs in Scottish women's football. For you as a player, what do these games mean?
Yeah, the games are massive, and for me, a Hib City game, in my opinion, is the best game currently in the Scottish Women's Premier League. I think anyone that says otherwise is being a bit disrespectful to the current squads and all the history that's come before. So for me, it's a massive game and one I certainly look forward to, because as I said before, you want to challenge yourself against the best players, and there's no better players in the league than your Hayley Lauders, your Joanne Loves, your Leanne Crichton. So yeah, personally, I'm looking forward to it, and I know that the other players are too.
We're kind of speaking about there has been some changes in both squads, and obviously this is the first meeting of the two teams in the 2020-21 season. Is there any different feelings going into this game, or is it just does it feel similar to as it has done in the past for you?
Yeah, I think similar. As Dean touched upon there, they've had a lot of transition, but they've recruited very, very well. So we appreciate the quality that they have in the squad. However, we've identified and we'll try to exploit their weaknesses. So we won't approach this game any differently than we have approached a City game in the past, and we'll prepare well. We have done so this week, and we've got another session tonight that I'm sure will be quality and will take us nicely into Sunday's game.
I asked Dean, so hopefully you're prepared for this question. In terms of a game between the two sides that sticks out in your memory that you might take inspiration going into this one, which one would you pick if you had to go for one?
Again, like Dean, probably all the ones we've won, but the cup final in 2016, that was special. So I think if we take heart from that, we take the positives from all the games we've won, well, certainly stand us in good stead going into Sunday's game.
And just finally, Joelle, obviously the game is on BBC Sports Scotland. It'll be live for people to watch for free online. If somebody maybe isn't familiar with women's football or the Scottish women's game, what would you say to them to encourage them to watch on Sunday?
I would say tune in. I mean, there's so many people that I've spoke to, quite what's the word I'm looking for?
Take your time.
There's so many people I've spoke to that have spoke so highly of the quality on the pitch in the women's game, and they've been so surprised. So for me, I would certainly say tune in, because these games in the past have proven a spectacle, and certainly close fought games, and certainly Sunday will be no different. There'll be that competitiveness, there'll be that aggression, and there'll be that quality. So yeah, if you haven't tuned into a women's game or a Hib City game in the past, then I certainly think Sunday's the time to do so.